All right. We are live for the next installment on the God is Awesome podcast. If you're new here, my name is Aaron Mamuyak. I'm going to be your host for today. What we do here is we like to interview people about their lives, about ordinary people meeting an extraordinary God in the God is Awesome podcast. So if you would please just give us a quick like and join the group if you haven't already. Um, Today, we are interviewing someone very special. To me, his name is Michael Lincoln, but I like to, and everyone around him, like to call him Big Mike. Big Mike, say what's up, my friend.
What's going on, guys?
All right. Well, we'll be interviewing you. Just take it away, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and how you met God. Like, tell us where you've been and then where you're going. So, take it away, my friend.
Well, good evening. My name is Michael Lincoln. I'm from the proud state of Florida. I am actually in Port St. Lucie, Florida. I'm a self advocate for people with special needs throughout the state of Florida. I'm also the first sergeant for the Treasure Coast Fort Pierce Guardian Angels Gay Unit. Um, and basically, I love Jesus. Jesus has came into my life especially and blessed me with awesome people like Aaron and like everyone else from Redeem. So it's amazing.
Tell us a
I'm
little,
gonna go ahead.
yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, how did you grow up? What was your home life like growing up?
Well, I was born on July 6th, 1995. I was in a really abusive home situation where I was mentally and physically abused by my mom.
Really?
Um, I was my mom used to be a drug addict, so she would take all kinds of drugs and you know not feed me, not take care of me. Where that basically from her and placed in custody with my dad.
Wow.
From that time, I was living with my dad.
How old were you at
From
this time?
I would say I was probably like 6 or 7.
So, your first 6 years of your life, you were with your mom. There, I guess your parents were split, and your mom just
Yes,
neglected you, basically.
yes. She would not feed me. She would actually drown me under the water.
She would drown you.
Yes,
What does that even mean, Mike?
like she would force me to go in the bathtub and basically put me under the water and hold me down while she was with her boyfriend.
What?
Um,
Whoa. I'm sorry. That's crazy. What? Well, I know. I mean, I know what drowning is, right? I'm like, but like, why did she do that?
I mean, I don't know. Um,
So, do
she
you remember
probably
these things or something? Like, huh? That breaks my heart, man.
it it brings me back to sad, depressing. Actually, also locked me in a room with no food and no water. She would leave me in her crib, my crib.
Ah,
Um, and it's sad because the first 5 6 years of my life I thought it would be really happy, but it was actually a nightmare. So at 6 years old I was taken away from her and placed in custody of my father.
okay.
I moved to Florida, which I absolutely loved. I would get in trouble with my dad. We would go to Universal Studios and ride all kinds of rides. As a matter of fact, I would at least drag him on the Hulk 50 million times a day. Um, Actually, funny story. Sometimes he would think I would go to school when in reality I would sometimes go to Universal Studios because we had annual passes and ride the theme park rides all day instead of going to school, which was pretty funny.
Funny. How old were you here?
I was probably like 10 or 11 or 12.
Gotcha.
Um, so when I was 12 years old, I was actually bullied. I went to a middle school in Orlando. where it was called Memorial Middle School. I don't know if you ever heard of it in Orlando, Florida, but they would actually jump me at the bus stop. Um, some people would follow me home and jump me on the way home. When I told school officials about it, they were all like, "Oh, you're making it up. You're not telling us the truth. You're getting suspended." Basically, made it my fault. Um, but deep inside, I was actually having difficulties with my father too. My father would actually take my medications. Was taking my medications. Um, he would also actually spend my incomes, my um, funds on actually going and getting drugs, um, instead of spending it on me and getting me the things I needed.
I'm not sure. Maybe there's a lot to unpack there. Like, why are you taking medication? Where are you getting your income? Um,
Well, I have a disability. I
okay.
am technically a person with an intellectual disability.
Okay.
I have, because my mom drank while I was in her womb. I was actually born with fetal alcohol syndrome,
Oh
which
God.
is kind of, pretty intense of a disorder. And I am actually suffering from ADHD
Okay.
and of course mental retardation. But and nowadays it's called intellectual disability and not mental retardation.
Okay. Okay.
Um, from then, actually that comes to my next point. I actually get judged a lot. I don't like I have friends, but I don't have many because a lot of people judge me off of my disability and not from the person that I actually am.
How does
Um,
what does that look like? I mean, when you say that, what does that look like?
when I'm at Redeem,
Okay.
I actually, that's the person I am. I'm happy. You know, I I know I come and run up and give you a big old hug every single time I see you, but that's the loving, caring Mike that everyone knows.
Oh yeah.
But when I'm out at the college or I'm out at the mall or I'm out in the public, people don't see that.
Hmm.
People
Real
don't.
real quick for people who are watching, Redeem is like a young adult community, a Bible study. So that's what Big Mike is talking about. Sorry to cut you off there, but yeah. So when you're out
No,
in
you're
for the mall,
People don't see that. People actually judge me because when I try to go up to talk to them, they just turn away and just walk away. I mean, even girls. Like I'm gonna be honest, having a relationship with girls is actually one of my biggest obstacles because not all the time, but there are some times when I try to talk to a girl or anything like that, and maybe they'll block me on Facebook the very next day just because I tell them I have a disability. Sometimes it's you know sometimes it's depressing and sometimes it's hurtful.
sure, sure,
But a lot of people actually, I feel like a lot of people actually judge me off of my disability
okay.
and not actually from the person that I am. Because if you really get to know me, I'm actually a really loving and caring person.
Do you think you come off in a way that people don't understand? Like maybe you might come off super loving and they think that.
I actually do sometimes. I do think that, and I've actually been trying really hard to approach people in a different way.
Okay.
But
Because you know
you
that.
know,
I mean, I have a extensive history with people who have people with disabilities.
yeah,
My brother being one of them and stuff. But maybe some people don't know, right?
yeah,
People just might not have experience in that, and that's like a hurdle that both of you have to overcome to come with
exactly,
a relationship.
exactly.
Okay, so how does that play into your faith? Like you're struggling with this, like
Well,
parents and
that actually comes to my surrender moment. I didn't really know Jesus when I was living in Orlando.
did you guys go to
Um,
church at all, or is there?
I did ever get to go to church. I never went, anywhere. One traumatic incident changed my life forever. I was living in Jensen Beach. This was when I was 16, 17 years old. I was living in Jensen Beach, and my dad is living with this guy, and he would be taking my medication still. He would be stealing my money for stuff that he shouldn't be stealing it for. One day I was actually at football practice. I was actually the quarterback. I know you're probably not going to believe this, but I was actually a quarterback for the Jensen Beach Falcons.
Okay.
I was actually a football player.
Okay. I believe that.
And 4 deputies came into my football practice and said, "Mike, you need to come with us." And I said, "Why? Am I under arrest? Did I do something wrong?" And then he was like, "This breaks my heart to tell you this, but you're going to be placed in state custody and foster care. We are taking you away from your father." So when I got that news, it actually really did break my heart. I cried pretty much in front of my whole team. And actually, my whole team actually stood around me and actually comforted me when they told me.
Yeah.
Because I dropped and literally started crying. So I was transported by law enforcement. I was actually patted down. Wasn't put in handcuffs or anything, but I was patted down because I had to go into a police vehicle. And I was taken to the house where my dad was.
Okay.
And found out my dad was actually arrested because he was taking my medications. And he actually had several counts of fraud charges on him, actually being arrested for. So I was taken into custody. I was taken to Vero Beach, Florida, where I actually graduated high school. But that was a struggle. I was bullied every single day at the foster care home. Lots of people would call me Monkey Boy. Lots of people would call me Mr. Piggy. Lots of people would call me any name out of the book. I was actually, to be honest, I was actually bankrupted a couple of times.
Really?
Because it got into the point where, like, I actually really did want to, do something.
Kill yourself?
Yeah. So I was bankrupted a couple of times because I was being bullied. That happened actually a couple of times.
Mike, you're just such a like a loving and sweet guy. And
Yeah.
so these jerk offs trying to like make fun of you and stuff like that and try to it's so sad, man. And so I really feel that, man. I mean, I don't know. It's just
so then I came in and I was like, I want to make a difference out of my life. I aged out of foster care when I was 17 or 18 years old. I was put in the transition home and I wasn't quite ready for it. I was actually basically on my own, but I had some hygiene issues. I'm going to be honest. I had some hygiene issue. I didn't know how to clean. I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to do any of that.
Okay.
When I told them that I wanted to be put in a group home because I felt like that's something I really needed. I needed some extra guidance and some extra care for myself. So I was put into group home, and about till I was 23, actually, or 22 last year, I was kidnapped.
What?
I was slammed on the floor. I was restrained illegally. I was carried out to the back of a car, and I was transported to another group home where they actually took my phone.
What? Who?
The group homeowners, and told me if I called 911, I would be in trouble.
What? Mike, what you're telling me right here is I mean, I don't want to say it's hard to believe. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So you're saying another group home owner, and I don't
Yeah.
know how this works, came to you and bound you and tied you up and carried you off, kidnapped you, and took
Yeah.
your phone. Why?
I was
What?
I was I was held hostage from my family. I was not allowed to see my uncle. I wasn't allowed to have anyone over. I couldn't even go hang out with friends. If I did go out somewhere, they have to be signed on the safety list, which was to me was ridiculous. Um,
How
I
old,
was actually
how old are you with all this?
this was actually at 22. This was actually last year.
Last
Um,
year.
yeah. Um, Melody Hearn, which is part of Family Care Council Area 15, actually actually, actually helped me out of that situation. We wrote letters to the St. Lucie County Sheriff. We wrote letters to the governor. We wrote letters to every single state and local county agency that basically, oh, there's Melody now. She's watching.
Real
Um,
quick, Melody says it's all true. The state paid this home to care for him. It's all documented. That's insane.
yes.
That is the craziest thing I have physically ever heard.
A
Is
matter
that
of fact,
you were going through all that last year? Like you never told me about this.
I was actually scared too because I kept it in a real long time, which it was now part of my testimony. Um, I mean, I actually, believe it or not, I actually got baptized. You know, um, I surrendered at actually Sunlight, I think.
Yeah, I remember when you got baptized, my friend. I remember.
So I mean, I was like, it was actually emotional. Actually, believe it or not, the guy when I actually had my rights fully taken away. I was fully incapacitated by the state of Florida. And basically, I had to go see a doctor. I had to call Disability Rights Florida because they told me that I could never get my rights back because I was not competent enough to get my rights back. And you know what this group homeowner did? He would take me to Miami to a fake doctor's appointment just so I could miss my attorney.
That's
He would take me to a fake doctor's appointment
insane, man.
just so I can miss my attorney.
It's insane, bro.
And so when I got contact with Disability Rights Florida, and he actually, she actually came to speak to me. He's like, "What are you doing in this group home? You don't need to be in here." And Melody, which was the one that helped me out, she even said, "You either get this kid out of here by nightfall, or else you will be in trouble."
Yeah.
And she actually made things happen and put me in a group home in Okeechobee until I got into another one
Yeah.
until I can get on my own.
Well, Melody, a big hearty thank you from all of us here at the God is Awesome community. God really used you to help out Big Mike, man. I'm just really grateful for that. Let's continue here. So tell me about like your spiritual walk. Like how was it? Where were you before? When did you get saved? What were the circumstances with that?
Well, I got saved when I first came to Sunlight.
Okay.
Um,
What was that?
I think that was when we had the Christmas concert. I forgot which one that was. It was the free one. And it was a really good Christmas concert.
Okay.
And
so why did you come to Sunlight? Like, where were you at spiritually?
I just needed Jesus because I've been through so many obstacles, and I figured, what's the best person that can be in your life that can make all your problems disappear a little bit better than Jesus? And I couldn't think of anything. And I was like, Jesus is our Father. He came and died for us for probably a reason. So I'm like, let me go to church and let me see what it's like.
Yep.
And to be honest, I've been nothing but involved with church. I've been so dedicated. I actually got to meet Tim Tebow out of all people. Tim Tebow, the one that created the Night to Shine program in Port St. Lucie that I go to every year. By the way, that spiffy tuxedo that I'm in is actually me going to go pick up my date for Night to Shine.
Okay.
So, and
real quick, what's a Night to Shine for some of us?
So real quick, the Night to Shine is basically held by the Tim Tebow Foundation, where every person that is labeled a disability or special needs get crowned for king and queens for one night. Cool. And they get special treatment. They get a limo. They get everything: a cassage, boot shine, hair shine, a special dinner, a prom that you will never forget. Right. I actually been going the past couple of years in a row.
That's cool, man.
And I had a date this year, if you know what I mean. But
oh my, that's funny.
But it's a great prom. Actually, the first night this last year was my first year with a date, which was amazing. Okay. But yeah, that's the Night to Shine.
All right. So yeah, let me, if I'm hearing this right, you were going through a lot of stuff, and you decided to think, okay, I've got a lot of problems in my life, and who do I turn to? And is there anyone better than God? And you said, no one's better than God. No one's better than Jesus. Let me go ahead and go to this church. How'd you pick Sunlight? Was it just any church? Did you know people?
It was just any church. I mean, actually, you were not far from the house. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could really just go there. And then when I met you, I was like, this dude is awesome. I gotta come back here. And I was just welcomed with open arms. I also do go to Morningside.
Yeah.
But I was like, this guy is awesome. And then I was open and met Jake, which Jake is also my homie. And I better throw Corey in there before he sees me at Redeem and strangles me for not mentioning him. Yeah. But I also met Corey, and he was awesome. Oh my God, I just called him a she. He's going to kill me. Oh. Oh, okay. I better call him afterwards.
No. We'll call him later. We'll apologize later. Okay, it's all forgiven. It's all. So okay. So you met some people, and then so I guess you just started coming. We were just any church. Like you just walked into some random church, and then you started meeting people.
Yeah, and
that's what I love about God, is that you could go to like any Bible believing Christ centered church, and we're all brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like we all like worship the same God. The fundamental like core doctrines are still there. Like, and showing love and.
And then I met your brother Ephraim.
Yeah.
Because Ephraim is actually friends with the person that actually helped me out with that situation.
Oh, I didn't know.
Her name is Pauline.
Cool.
Which is Michael Kahane's mom.
Gotcha. Yep.
And she actually took initiative and said, I'm going to stick up for this kid, and started writing all those letters.
Cool.
I mean, she even wrote letters to the freaking governor.
That's cool.
Like, God placed so many more people in my life. And to be honest, I don't know where I would be without them.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, I've been through so much problems in my life, but I mean, Kiki, I've met. She's amazing. You know, I mean, whenever I need someone to talk to, I feel like I can actually talk to her.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody at Redeem, I feel open and loved. I mean, everyone loves me there.
So you feel
And
loved by a community, and you're feeling loved from God
yes,
through a community. Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, it's just an amazing. Like, I don't have much family. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I spent not this past year because we partied at your parents' house for Thanksgiving, which oh my god, I'm still full with that food. Um, but I mean, in the past, I actually would have to spend Thanksgiving on my own because I didn't really have a family to spend Thanksgiving with.
Where's your family now?
My dad's actually, sadly, my dad's actually in the hospital right now.
Okay.
He's overdosed at least 8 times off of medications. Um, so he still has a drug problem. He's been on life support a lot recently. I mean, I actually almost had to watch him die. But if it wasn't for me showing up, he probably wouldn't be here.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, your mom is?
my mom, actually, I found out, mom is deceased. I didn't even know it. And it actually still haunts me because I didn't even get to ask her why she did the things she did to me, which really hurts me.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So, I mean, it's kind of very, very sad and very. It's very sad because I didn't really get to ask her why she hurt me.
You didn't get any closure here.
No, and I found out she died while I was in foster care.
Okay.
So,
well, Mike, you've gone through a lot here, man, and still, I mean, you might still be going through stuff. Where do you see God now? Where is He taking you? What do you see in the future?
I see God taking me to be more successful. Hopefully, hopefully one day getting married, and having an more amazing life. But I see God just driving me to be more successful. I'm actually in college right now. Actually, that's where I'm actually at right now. I just got out of this class this evening. I'm actually going to school for CNA, but found out that I would actually be able to change gears and go in for security guard.
Cool.
So I may be going into a security guard course, and hopefully turn into be a law enforcement officer. I don't know yet.
Okay, cool.
But I see God just blessing me still in so many ways. I mean, God is awesome. God brought us here for a reason. He did not create us on purpose. He did not create us by mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this right now and right now only. If you think God created you on mistake and on purpose, you're freaking lying to yourself. And you come see me, and guarantee you, I will sit down with you in front of the Bible, and I will speak the truth. Because God did not create us by mistake. God did not create us by on purpose. God created us for a reason.
Yeah, amen.
And the fact that I met you, and the fact that I met everyone at Redeem, and the fact that I got out of the situation that I got out of, I prayed long and hard for that. And I mean, right now, I'm technically on my own. I live with 2 awesome roommates that actually helps me out with anything I need. Anything.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. That's so good to hear. And amen. Preach it, man. Keep preaching that. Let's wrap this interview up. I was going to ask you what you learned, but that was a pretty good one. That seems like a pretty good lesson. Let me ask you something else. Why do you think God is awesome?
Why do I think God is awesome? I think God is awesome because He can do anything in His mighty power and His mighty power hands. And if you think that He can't, you got another thing coming.
Yeah.
Because He can get you out of all kinds of things. And whether it's through a hard time or whatever, things will come through. And let me tell you something, there will be a miracle.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, you're an amazing human being, man. You are an amazing human being.
And to be honest, to throw this out there, I am actually the first person in the state of Florida that has a supported decision-making agreement throughout the whole state that no one even has.
What's that?
And
I don't know what.
Supported decision-making is basically an alternative to guardianship. So basically, I'm making my own decisions, but I have people helping me.
Oh, that's so cool.
And check this out. I'm also a stakeholder for the Florida Supreme Court WINGS group, which is the Working Interdisciplinary Networks of Guardianship. And I'm actually May, I'm going up to Tallahassee for our annual stakeholder meeting. Oh. So not only God got me out of that situation, God put me up at a state level where I can actually advocate for people so they don't go back into that situation.
That's awesome, man. What kind of crazy that is that's amazing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, man,
why do you think I said I'm going on all these trips while I'm at Redeem? Because I'm going up to Tallahassee to advocate.
Yeah, I guess I never I just didn't put it together. That's amazing, man. That's awesome.
So,
Big Mike, this has been an absolute pleasure, my friend. I really hope that someone will listen to your story and feel.
I told you, Big Mac's going to come out with a bang.
I mean, I really hope that someone's listening would be like, yeah, God's with me too. If God's been with that guy through like all kinds of crazy stuff and craziness, and God's with me too. Is there anything else you want to leave our viewers with? Any last words you want to say?
Go see Run the Race.
All right,
okay? Because let me tell you something. I know this ain't. You did not pay me to say this, okay? But go see it, okay? You never know. You may be able to meet Tim Tebow because I did.
Is it good? Seen it?
You've seen it? Amazing. It's a tearjerker. I'm gonna be honest. You will cry.
I mean, I don't really do a lot of Christian movies, but I mean, if you can tell me to see that,
dude, I will pay for your ticket to go see it. I will literally pay for anybody's ticket to go see it.
Okay.
With me, I will go again.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
So, yeah, go see Run the Race. It's actually really good. And if anyone don't believe I met Tim Tebow, I gotta document it just for the record.
We'll put the picture in the comments in the end here. Cool, man. Well, Big Mike, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you guys for watching and checking out the God is Awesome podcast. Be sure to like like the page, and join the group for future interviews here. Big Mike, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it all. See you guys later.